It's the UK Games Expo again. And that means that as a geek on YouTube, I am contractually obligated to make a what I'm looking forward to video. These are my top 7 things that I want to see / play at the UK Games Expo. It's 7 because I was aiming for 5 and I overshot because there's just so much I want to do. But at the same time, I'm going to be on a stand, we're going to be pushing our game, we're going to be there the whole weekend trying to sell the Kickstarter, which will have launched by then. The Kickstarter's launching, in a week's time for when I'm recording this, and the Game Expo is just over a week, so less than 2 weeks, barely a week and a half away to all of this kicks off. And sorry, I just need a minute. Yeah, so this is the list of 7 things because I was aiming for 5 and it just didn't seem to be enough. You can follow the Kickstarter in the links below, and please do check out the game, check out my other videos on our game. If you're at the UK Games Expo, we're in Hall 2, stand 787. Please come and play. If you like the game, then you can buy it on the Kickstarter. We've got some exclusive content there for people who have backed this at the UK Games Expo. So please do come by. We're also going to be playtesting some expansions. So there's expansions on the Kickstarter which we'll be playtesting on the Saturday afternoon. So please come and talk to us about that. But yeah, it's going to be a hell of a long weekend. All that being said, I do actually want to try and have some fun, so here's some games that I want to see. Number 1 is sort of a cheat, but it's last week of summer. Now, I really want to play last week of summer, but it's a cheat because I sort of already have. There's a board game designers meetup group that I'm a regular at in London, and Sean, the designer of this game, is also a regular there as well, so I've met him many times. But I've only actually managed to play the game once there, and we were testing the rulebook. So we were blind testing the rulebook to see how it worked out, which means that we didn't really get to finish the game. We were learning in real time, which is a very important part or late stage sort of game design. But yeah, it does mean that we weren't playing the game so much as we were reading the rulebook and trying to learn it, and we didn't get to finish the game, but we really wanted to. So I'd like to just sit down and play the game through. That would be great. The game is set in the last week of the summer of 1986, and you are kids attempting to have the best summer ever. You can visit the arcade, the video rental store, the skate park, all these places that kids might go to hang out to just try and make the most out of their summer, as well as attending parties almost every night of that final week. It's programmable worker placement, so you're planning out your day and then placing your workers into the various spots. You're never completely locked out of a location, but there are some locations that are stronger if you go there at certain times, or better if you go there with people or alone. So there's some sort of strategy to it there. Each location being its own mini game that you are trying to get to the leaderboard on top of, basically, and the better you are doing at each of those little mini games, the more points you score at the end of the game. It's a really neat game, really fun, a lot of versatility because there's quite a few boards that you can switch out for to create the sort of mini game tableau. And yeah, it's just it's quite fast and snappy and fun and just super nice to look at. It's just the vibrant colors and the theming is just kind of fun. And yeah, it's a good one. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I really want to play a proper full game of that. Second game on my list is SETI from Czech Games Edition. Now, SETI stands for, hang on, let me double check this, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. The game is set on this really funky rotating planetary board where you are using telescopes to probe deep space and try and point score that way. I haven't played it, I just heard a lot about it. I heard about it for the first time at the UKGE last year, where it was part of its launch campaign because it had only just come out, and it just looks really cool. It looks really nice. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I don't know a huge amount about it other than the very basic bones, but I would like to try and get a play of it, and it is definitely high on my list. Now, the third thing I want to look at is Space Gitz. Now, I began the board gaming hobby in Warhammer 40k, so I'm a miniatures wargaming person at heart, and I just haven't really had the time for that kind of gameplay recently. But if I had, the money and I had a room in my house that I could just fill with miniatures, and I could absolutely get back into the hobby that way. I would love to get back into miniatures gaming. I've seen the Fallout game I like the look of, that Batman game. So there's a lot of miniatures games I can do rather than having to like build a massive Warhammer army again. There's a lot of like miniatures games that I could get into, and I did play Necromunda and Gorkamorka back in the day, which I don't think are still being made as far as I know. But I did really like Gorkamorka, which is a very rough and ready kind of orcs game of building a little orc squad and doing raids and things like that. And Space Gitz has a lot of that vibe. I'm going to confess though that the main thing that sort of drew me to Space Gitz is the little advertising video campaign that's been on that I saw on Instagram.
Space Gitz! I'm gonna shoot somebody!
It's a really catchy little campaign and kind of a little bit of an earworm of a nonsense song, but also the game just sounds kind of fun. You're drunken orcs moving about and battling. You have a stack of dice to move your orcs about, and if the stack falls over, so does your drunk orc, I believe. So it kind of sounds like it could be quite fun and quite silly and quite light and easy to get into, and give me some a little bit of Gorkamorka vibes, which I would play Gorkamorka again if there was a Gorkamorka club. Okay, I can't say Gorkamorka too many times because it's just such a sort of nonsense word. But yeah, this has some of that vibe and a light silly package. So yeah, I'm going to try and check out Space Gitz. Number 4 is one of the games for my list last year. I believe I made a video last year and this game was on it, but I never got round to seeing it at the Games Expo, and I've never managed to catch it since, and that's Deep Regrets. Yeah, I really want to play Deep Regrets. It looks like a fun push your luck kind of card game with a quite a like Cthulhu-esque horror theme, which just looks kind of fun, where you're trying to fish for the most impressive catch, all the while finding these horrible things deep in the depths, and slowly kind of going mad and having these regrets as well. That after you sort of, if you kind of try and cash in on some of the more horrible things that you found, you begin to have sort of emotional turmoil about doing so. So yeah, so it looks fun, it looks great, it's beautiful to look at. I've heard quite a bit of buzz around it, and I just really want to give it a go. Hopefully I can get to it this year, because I failed last year. Number 5, Power Vacuum. Now last year we played and immediately bought Roll Camera. I think it's on the shelf there somewhere. I don't see it, but it's up there somewhere. Rockhammer is a neat little dice placement cooperative game where you're trying to shoot a movie and you're trying to build sets and make sure that you deal with problems that occur and all these sorts of things. But Keen Bean's newest game, Power Vacuum, looks kind of light and silly. I believe it was at the Expo last year as well, I think. Or at least I've seen it about. I think it's not new. Or maybe they're just sort of debuting it there. But yeah. It looks really good. It looks kind of fun. It's Death of Stalin, but the players are all playing sentient pieces of home equipment, like a fridge and a microwave and things like that. And the power vacuum is literally a vacuum. So yeah, so it looks like it's got some neat mechanics and a fun kind of silly theme. That sounds like it works really well. I don't know much else about it other than that it's by Keen Bean, whose previous game I liked a lot, and I'd be interested to give this one a play as well. So yeah, Power Vacuum, where players are working to try and ensure that the person they want to be in power is in power. You're sort of competing for the power in this fascist kind of structure, but everyone is household appliances. I'm not sure what the logic of that is, but yeah, it sounds fun and looks fun. Number 6 is The Fable of Mabel on the Witch's Table, which is just fun to say. This is from Chaos Games, who we were very near to last time, and their previous game, Betty Two Bricks, was on my list last year, and I did manage to get to sit down and play that last year. That's a fun little kind of take that card game. This is, The Fable of Mabel on the Witch's Table is their newest game, and it's going to be on their stand. It'd be good to get to it, even if just to say hello to those guys, because I don't think I've seen them since last year, possibly last Expo. Might not have seen them since then. It'd be great to say hello to those guys and play their newest game. It's a 2-player game where you're trying to persuade a cat to knock things over, or presumably you're trying to knock your opponent's things over or knock certain things in the right way. So you're sort of trying to lure a cat about, so they knock the stuff that you want knocked over and not the things you don't want knocked over, which just sounds like a very fun theme. And like I say, the title is just fun to say, The Fable of Mabel on the Witch's Table. So hopefully I get a good play of that and catch up with those guys. They are launching soon as well. Again, links for everything I've mentioned so far will all be below, but yeah, they're launching soon. The last week of summer is launching soon, and the other games are sort of currently available as far as I'm aware. This isn't going to be in depth because I'm trying to make a quick video here, which is unusual for me, but I want to make a quick video. The last game I know almost nothing about. The only reason it's on this list is because I saw it on the Bored Stupids list, and that's Outbreak, which looks like a fairly light zombie survival game with interesting looking design and setup and some cool meeples and things like that. I mean, I said light, but the game on the Kickstarter does describe itself as hardcore cooperative zombie survival. So yeah, maybe it's quite heavy. It just looks kind of cute. Anyway, I love a co-op game. As you know, a significant number of the games behind me are co-op games, and I designed a co-op game. I like a board that looks like a map, and this looks like kind of a city map, and I just kind of like that. It's very superficial of me, but I do like a board that is a map of a location. I'm not sure what, somewhere deep in my lizard brain, that very much appeals to me. But yeah, Outbreak looks like fun. They Board Stupid made it sound like fun, so that's added to my list from watching their video. Again, I'll include relevant links to all of these things below, all of their, where you can back them, where you can find them, their websites and things, as well as links to our Kickstarter, all our games information, and our Kickstarter, which may be launched by the time you're watching this. So yeah, that's me for another week. I think that's going to be some stuff that I'm going to try and rush around to get to UK Games Expo. We're going to be going live next week on the Kickstarter launch, and we'll do some recording and possibly some live streaming from the UK Games Expo if we can make that work. There will be a properly produced how to play video for Trouble and Tempers coming to this channel soon, as well as some other UKG and board game related videos. But yeah, I just needed to record something and get this out, just to be like, oh my god, in the middle of all my planning and all my everything and all my life stuff, maybe I will have some time to have some fun as well. Let us hope. If you're going to be at the UK Games Expo, then do come and say hi. Hall 2, stand 787. Let us know in the comments anything you're looking forward to. But yeah, thanks for watching. That's all for now. Maybe I'll see you very soon at the Games Expo, and if not, have fun gaming wherever the hell you are. The end.